Hi book lovers, welcome back to my channel. This holiday season has had a ton of new Christmas holiday romance books. There's so many new releases and I think they already started coming out like during the summer. And for today's video, I wanted to talk about the ones that I've read so far. I've managed to read 7 holiday Christmas romances. These are the ones that all came out this year. I'm actually reading more right now, but that's for a future vlog. And since I am doing the 12 days of Bookmas, posting every day leading up to Christmas, I wanted to get at least one video out that is, you know, Christmas romance themed. And the 7 holiday romances that I read, this one is Snowed In for Christmas by Jacqueline Snow, Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey, Faking Christmas by Carrie Winfrey, A Holly Jolly Ever After by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone, Time to Shine by Rachel Reid, Emergency Contact by Layne, and 3 Holidays and a Wedding by Uzma Jalaluddin and Marissa Stapley. I'm just going to share my thoughts on these books, let you guys know which ones are worth the read this holiday season. I'll start off with A Holly Jolly Ever After by Julie Murphy and Sierra Simone. This is book 2 in their Christmas Notch series, their first book. They came out last year, A Merry Little Me Cute. That one was so much fun and I had another great time with the sequel. So the whole series, the Christmas Notch series, is about this group of boy band members. They were formerly in a band called Ink. Each letter in Ink stands for one of the guys, and this guy is Callum. It's a very cute opposites attract romance. The heroine, she grew up in purity culture, so she's a complete 180 from the heroine from the first book, who was a literal porn star. The heroine here, she knows next to nothing about intimacy and sex and orgasms, so it's a little difficult for her when she gets cast as a new lead in this very steamy Christmas movie alongside the hero. The hero does have experience. He recently went viral in a sex tape with a bridesmaid that he hooked up with, so he's kind of the perfect person to teach her all about sex and orgasms. It is a super fun time, definitely one of the more steamy Christmas romances out of all the books that I read. It's not anything crazy like you would expect from Sierra Simone. It's definitely, you know, a tamer version of Sierra Simone. Since I guess it is a holiday romance, it's with a traditional publisher, and it's co-written with another author, but it still delivers on some steam if that's what you're looking for in a holiday read. I just found it super adorable. Like, the whole premise, it's a little silly, but super fun. The hero has this golden retriever energy. He does have a lot of growing up to do, but I liked both his and the heroine's character developments. So would I recommend this one as a holiday read? Absolutely. And then this next one is Time to Shine by Rachel Reid. Rachel Reid is known for her MM hockey romances, and this time it's still an MM hockey romance, but it's also Christmas related. I'm kind of surprised that this is the first time that she did write a holiday winter romance, because hockey and winter kind of go perfectly together. Anyway, I love her Game Changer series, so I was really excited about Time to Shine. I didn't love it quite as much as her Game Changer series, but it was still cute. It's like a more average read, nothing too amazing, but still cute when you read it. It's just a very soft romance, nothing too dramatic or angsty. It's a hockey romance, a roommates romance, friends to lovers. Both of these guys are on the same hockey team. One is a newbie goalie and the other one is a superstar. I don't remember his position, but that's because I don't really know any position besides the goalie. The superstar is a total himbo character. He also has a lot of golden retriever energy. He's just so bubbly and bright. He offers the hero friendship and also a place to stay in his big apartment. The goalie is his total opposite. He is a bit of a loner. He keeps to himself, but he starts opening up thanks to the other hero. They do crush on each other so hard after they become roommates. It's very, very sweet. There's honestly not much of a plot from what I can remember. It's just a very easygoing read. It's great if you love a grumpy sunshine romance. And then for Emergency Contact by Layne, this one is actually co-written with her husband, with Anthony LaDon. A lot of Christmas romances seem to be co-written this year for some reason. I had some high hopes for this one because I love Layne, though I haven't read her in a little bit. My cousin loved this book, so I really expected to love it, but unfortunately it did miss the mark for me. It's definitely one of my least favorites of these 2023 Christmas romances. This is a second chance romance between a divorced husband and wife. They left on some terrible terms, but when the heroine gets into an accident, her ex-husband is still her emergency contact, so he gets called in to the hospital to help her. And since she really has no one else to turn to, he takes her along to go back home to his family for the holidays, where he is about to propose to his girlfriend. I'm so sad about this one. It sounded really cute in theory, and I mean, the banter was okay. It did come across as childish, but if you like excessive banter, this might be for you. But the heroine does come across as rude and selfish. She really only thinks about herself and her problems, and the hero spends like 90% of this book wanting to marry someone else. There's a very rom-com feel to it, like they get into a lot of issues, they come across a lot of struggles on their way to the hero's family, but it's mostly because of the heroine. It's mostly her fault. So the romance fell flat here, unfortunately, and the characters just weren't all that interesting. And then for Snowed In for Christmas by Jacqueline Snow, this was my first time reading this author, and I had a great time. I can see why people wouldn't like this one so much, but honestly, it was a super adorable Grumpy Sunshine Christmas romance. The heroine was the one that made this book for me. She's just pure sunshine, pure fluff. She's so silly and sweet, and I loved her character. She could be a bit much for some readers, but she worked really well for me. I was kind of in the perfect mood for her. She has a very interesting job of being a sorority house mom. She's literally in charge of a sorority house and takes care of the girls there. She is not part of the sorority though. She's not in college anymore. But for winter break, she has the house all to herself, and unfortunately a storm comes in. It's this huge blizzard that causes a power outage, and the only person that she can turn to is her grumpy neighbor, who is also the same guy she went on a date with, who ghosted her. This hero is the school's football coach, and he is the biggest grump. He actually has a lot of issues, like personal issues that he has to deal with, but he is willing to help the heroine even though she's not happy to be around him because of the whole ghosting thing. But her being the pure sunshine and light that she is, she's willing to let bygones be bygones and try to get along with him while they're stuck together during the blizzard. I love a good grumpy hero who grows soft just for the heroine, and this hero is exactly that. He's so sweet on her, and he realizes that he does have a lot of making up to do after he hurt her after their date from before. This book surprised me a lot though with how steamy it was. I was not expecting the amount of steam here. It's definitely not Fade to Black at all. These two get it on a lot while they're snowed in together. It might even be steamier than A Holly Jolly Ever After from what I remember, at least in terms of quantity. There's a lot. So it's hot, quirky, and cute, and I had a great time with it. This next holiday romance is Three Holidays and a Wedding by Uzma Jalaluddin and Marissa Stapley. It's a very diverse holiday romance. It celebrates Christmas, Hanukkah, and Ramadan, which all occurred during the same time in 2000, which is where this book is set. I will say this is less romance and more women's fiction. It follows the lives of two women who meet on their way to Toronto. One heroine is white and she is missing out on Hanukkah with her stepmother because she's traveling to go see her rich boyfriend and his rich family. And the other heroine is South Asian, she's Muslim, and she and her family are traveling to go to her sister's wedding, which is occurring during Ramadan. Because of bad weather though, the plane is forced to land in this cute little small town called Snow Falls. It's a very hallmarky small town that celebrates all three holidays. Both the heroines get their own individual romances. Like one of them realizes that her boyfriend, her fiance, is not actually the one that she wants, and the other heroine gets a romance with her childhood crush slash family friend. And even though there is romance, the two romances aren't the actual focus of this story. Instead, it's very much about these two women and their journeys of discovering what exactly they want in their lives. It's very heartfelt. I thought the small town that they landed in was quaint and cute. It's a good read if you're looking for something that's not too romance heavy. The most popular book of the bunch would be Wreck the Halls by Tessa Bailey, and I really wanted to love this one more because I read Holiday Shopping by Tessa Bailey when that one came out and I adored it. So I was really looking forward to another holiday romance from her, but unfortunately I just didn't love this one as much. I mean, it's still a good time, but it's just nothing that I was hoping for. It's got a very unique premise to it. It's reality TV, and the main characters are children of members of a famous band, and that band has been disbanded for a long time. Their mothers do not like each other anymore, and their job now on this reality TV show is to get their mothers back in a band together. The heroine had the biggest crush on the hero since she was a teenager, and that crush never really went away. If you've read Tessa Bailey, you pretty much know that her romances are insta-lust and insta-love. I personally don't have a problem with that. I mean, I know what I'm getting into when I read Tessa Bailey, and also I do love a good insta-love romance every once in a while. So both of my characters are very obsessed with each other. The story does get pretty ridiculous with all the shenanigans that they get up to, trying to reunite their mothers, and at times it was a bit too much for me. Like, it definitely went very over the top. It's still very entertaining, very steamy since it is Tessa Bailey, but it's not my favorite. And then the last holiday romance for this video is Faking Christmas by Carrie Winfrey. This was my first time reading this author, although she's been on my TBR for a while, but I thought I would try her Christmas romance as my first book from her, and it was great. It was exactly the Christmas romance that I was in the mood for. It gave some great holiday, Christmas, winter vibes. There is a snowstorm in this book as well. Snowstorms just work so well in Christmas romances. But this is a fake dating romance, and it's got such a funny premise to it because the main character, she has her boss believing that she owns her twin sister's farm, and this boss of hers invites himself over for the holidays because he is lonely and divorced. Now the heroine has to pretend to be her twin sister. She has to pretend to be a mom, to be a farm owner, to be a good cook. She has to pretend to be all the things that she is not, and she also needs a fake husband, and the only guy who is eligible at that farm is her greatest nemesis, her brother-in-law's best friend, the guy she's hated since her twin got married. Unfortunately for her, she has to pretend for a lot longer than just one night because that snowstorm does come in, trapping all of them together. It's ridiculous and wild and hilarious. I had a great time with it. The heroine's boss had me cracking up too. The romance was cute as well. You can tell that even though the heroine hates the hero, he doesn't feel the same way. He actually fell for her first. And again, the Christmas vibes were excellent here, so this one, highly recommend. So those are my thoughts on some new Christmas romances, some new holiday romances from 2023. Let me know which ones that you guys have read so far, which ones you're most interested in. We still have like a week left before Christmas, so maybe you're trying to sneak in another holiday read. If you celebrate, I hope you're having a great holiday season. If not, happy winter. As always, links to everything will be down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!